Carson-Newman wins at home for the 18th straight time and is 5-0 this season. Andrew Rogers with the head coach of the Lady Eagles, Mike Mincey. Coach, another 90-plus point scoring day, another double-digit win, another victory here at Holt Fieldhouse as well. Walk me through how your team was able to build a double-digit lead early in the second half and never let Catawba get back within single digits. 12-point game, but it feels like it wasn't as close as the score may entail because of that early run you had in the third quarter.
We just kind of, when our offense starts grooving together and they all five share the ball well, and obviously once one person starts making, and I don't know who made all the shots, but it's just that third quarter at home, coming out after a fast-paced first half, and I like the way we came out. Basically, almost every third quarter we've had this year, I think we've came out and played extremely well, especially on the offensive end. And the offense is great. Like, we're doing great on the offensive end. It's just our defense needs some work.
We talked about rebounding was going to be key in this one. You were plus 16 on the glass, and they only had 7 offensive rebounds. Collective effort, Lindsay has 8, but the team did an excellent job. So what did you see on that end to help complete some defensive stops with those rebounds?
It's just stuff that we talk about, in terms of, like, with Catawba, it's always been that way. You got to limit their offensive rebounds because they're good at that. You got to limit the amount of times you turn the ball over because they turn people over a lot. This is 2 years in a row now. We haven't turned it over 12 last year. And, of course, 13 this year, but we took the shot clock violation there at the end, so we technically turned the ball over 12 times on 24 assists. So the stat sheet looks good, and it's in our favor from a rebounding perspective and a ball control perspective. But, again, you got to credit them. They're playing without 2 players that are in their rotation, whether they're starters or not. And, they played well in the second half offensively, shot the ball extremely well.
Completely different game in terms of how you scored in this game. Last game, it was all the threes that propelled you. Today, 50 points in the paint of the 92. Yeah. So how impactful were those interior points to continue? It was post-ups, dribble drives. It seemed to all be working inside.
I think, obviously we played these. This is our last home game that we've got. Now we got to go on the road for a few. And, and we've talked about winning games on the road. You can't just rely on 3-pointers. You can't rely on 15-footers. You got to be able to get paints in the point, which, obviously we did today. But it was good because, Lindsay had her number, and then you had Abba come off the bench and go for 10 and 5 boards. And so those two combined to get 25 points out of our 5 men that played the most minutes. And then you're obviously going to get some other points through layups, drives, and that kind of thing. So that's obviously good. There's a negative with our free throws. We missed 7, and we're not shooting free throws very well. We're going to have to make an improvement there.
You mentioned Abigail Johnson. I'll ask about you, or ask you about her. 10 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Kind of felt like her coming out party in Game 5. Yeah. What did you like about how she came in? Spelled Lindsay's minutes very well at the 5 position.
It's always been kind of something we're missing, that strong post 5 man that can come in when Lindsay gets in foul trouble. Lindsay barely played the first half with 2 fouls, and I thought Abba came in. Of course, Knuckles takes care of some of it, but Abba just does a good job. She does a good job with her sealing. If she gets it near the block, she's going to score, especially if she's forward-facing and it's open. She can make her free throws. She's certainly strong, doesn't give up a lot of ground. Again, it's been a missing piece for us, and wish we'd have had her last year, but unfortunately she's hurt. But I think she's only getting started. I think she's finally getting more comfortable with her knee and with the system, and the girls are obviously trusting her. They're throwing her the ball, and when they do throw her the ball, she's usually pretty efficient.